In this module, we'll explain what record keeping is and why it's so important. We'll also look at the building blocks to a simple and effective record keeping system that you can use in your business. Let's get started. Record keeping is the process of gathering and storing information or evidence of the activities in the business. You need to keep all the evidence of the movement of money that flows into and out of the business when you buy and sell things. If you employ staff members, there is certain information that is important to keep on file relating to each person. All contracts and other legal documents should also be safely stored and easily accessible. Keeping your customer and supplier invoices stored in an orderly manner assists with cash flow management of your business. We'll discuss these things in more detail later. Implementing a record-keeping system is one of the biggest challenges you could face in starting up a small business. Like most entrepreneurs, you are likely very talented and passionate about the product you are selling or the service you're delivering, but you really struggle in the area of business administration. This weakness is even more highlighted in your first few years in business, as you probably don't have the cash flow to employ full-time admin staff to help you with your record keeping. The good news is that setting up and maintaining your record keeping system is easy for anyone to do if you know how. It will require some time and planning, but there are huge benefits in the long term. It will be the difference between success or failure in your business. Many entrepreneurs know that they need to have good record-keeping systems in place, but most are unsure of what to do or where to start. During this course, we'll explain the process very simply and clearly to help you get started. You'll soon see that record-keeping is a very simple process, but one that will add huge value to you as a business owner. A good record-keeping system will put you in control of your business. It'll enhance your professional image and increase your effectiveness and efficiency in running your business. Research has shown when it comes to filing and piles of paper, people generally have a couple of fears. They don't believe they can sort out their mess, let alone maintain it. They feel too overwhelmed to even make a start with the piles of paper. They're afraid to throw anything away because they're not sure what they're supposed to legally keep or what an accountant or SARS needs. So they keep absolutely everything and their piles of paper just grow and grow. They are afraid to make a decision about what the piece of paper is. Is it a legal document? Or is it something my accountant will need? Is it even necessary for me to keep it? Some people also have a fear that if they file the document, they won't know how to find it again. These are natural anxieties, which can be easily overcome as you set up a simple record-keeping system in your business. The record-keeping system that we suggest for your small business is easy to set up, easy to use, easy to maintain, and is effective, accurate, and very reliable. It'll facilitate your business growth and any new staff will easily be able to understand and use it. So why is a record-keeping system so important? Well, research done by many prominent organizations shows that there's a very high failure rate within the first 3 to 5 years of a small business starting up. Often the reason for a small business failing is due to it not having adequate record-keeping and administration procedures. So statistics prove that your business has a higher chance of survival if you implement and follow good record-keeping procedures. An efficient record-keeping system will ensure that you are in a position to produce a set of financial statements that accurately reflect the state of your business. If you have these available to you on a regular basis, you are in a position to assess your business and make the timely decisions regarding the way forward. There are other instances where you may require easy access to this information. For example, when applying for a loan at a bank, when requesting a tax clearance certificate for submitting a response to a tender, You need up-to-date records of all transactions to submit your tax returns on time. SARS will only issue such a certificate if your affairs are up to date. When applying for your BEE certificate, you need to be able to prove your business annual turnover. Having accurate and up-to-date records puts you in a position to be able to do this. Now, let's get your office organized. It's helpful to use a variety of paper storage items to sort your business paperwork. We'll give you suggestions that work for other businesses, but it's important for you to find out what works for you, fits with your daily operation and the way you run your business. You need something you can easily carry around with you to hold your slips and receipts which you gather during the day. This helps to make sure you don't lose any. For example, this may be an envelope, a Ziploc bag, or a plastic folder. Whatever it is, it must be something that fits into your busy lifestyle and works for you. It may be necessary at the end of a week to empty these into a larger container that is left in your home, office, boot of your car, or wherever is convenient for you. When you sit down to do your month-end paperwork, you have all your slips in one place. Start a new habit today. It may take a little while to get used to, but in the long run, it'll make you more efficient. In order to make sure unpaid invoices are paid on time, it's important to keep them separate from the paid ones. The most helpful thing to use for this is something that has dividers, like a concertina file or a long invoice sorter. Putting things in a sorter means that later in the month, when you know a particular invoice is reaching its payment date, you can easily find it. Another good item to have with you is a duplicate book, especially for any business cash or petty cash spends. There are often times when you go to buy something at a small dealer or use the services of someone who doesn't give slips or invoices for their work. The problem with this is that when you pay them, you don't receive any slip in return as proof of payment. With a duplicate book, you simply write out your own slip to prove what was paid and get the person to sign it. Put the details of the person or business you're paying, the date and the amount. This signed slip is a proof of payment. This now becomes your slip that will be used when capturing all your purchases. Without the slip, you'll have no proof of the transaction, and so it can't be entered into your records. The duplicate book could be used for a number of other transactions in your business, such as when paying casual labor, or when a client pays you cash, you can use it to generate a receipt. Any good record-keeping system also needs files. We suggest you use the A4 lever arch files that allow you to easily store documents and various records. A good idea to make filing easy is to have color-coded files where each color represents a different type of record stored. As your business grows over time, your files will fill up and you'll need to buy extra files. If you use the color coding method, then you know all the files in a particular color relate to one type of business record. This makes it quick and easy to find documents in your files. We suggest you have separate files for the following types of business records: legal and confidential documents, customer-related documents, supplier-related documents, financial documents. Now let's look at each of these files in more detail. First, we'll talk about the legal and confidential documents file. Every business will have certain legal, confidential, and important documents that should be kept in a safe but easily accessible place. You may need quick access to the documents for the bank or responding to a tender. You don't want to miss an important deadline because you couldn't find your documents and information. Some documents you won't want to punch holes through, such as legal contracts and certificates. File these by putting them in a plastic sleeve first and then into the file. The types of documents that you could put in this file would include business legal documents like CK documents, tax clearance certificates, and BEE certificate. staff payslips and other records, agreements, asset register, and insurance policy documents. If you have not kept a copy of some of these business documents, you'll need to get a copy to update your records. If you haven't been keeping certain documents such as payslips, then start doing so now. It's never too late to start your record keeping. Next is your customer-related documents file. As the name suggests, all documents related to your customers will be kept in this file. The bulk of the documents will be copies of the invoices that you've issued to your customers. By keeping the invoices together in one place, you have a record of all your sales. The other documents that you may want to keep in this file would be any quotes and proposals that you issue to prospective clients. It may be useful to build up contact details and any other information relating to your customers. If you do so, you could keep them together in this customer file. You need another file for your supplier-related documents. In here, you'll keep all documents related to your suppliers, the businesses that you buy goods and services from. The primary document in this file will be the invoices we receive from our suppliers. You can also use this file for other useful documents from your suppliers. Examples of these could be contracts and service level agreements, or price lists and catalogs. Keeping all supplier contact details in your file is a good idea too. The last file that we need is for your financial documents. These are documents such as bank statements and corresponding slips and invoices, credit card and petrol card statements and corresponding slips and invoices, business cash slips and invoices, owner's money slips and invoices. That brings us to the end of the module on understanding record keeping and why it's so important. We'll take a closer look at how to apply these building blocks to your day-to-day business activities in the next module on managing your paperwork.